Welcome to G Fun Facts Online, where we dig into the amazing science behind our world. Today, we're talking about a color, but this isn't just any color. What if I told you that a 5,000-year-old paint pigment is now at the cutting edge of medical imaging, anti-counterfeiting technology, and even nanoscience? It sounds like science fiction, but it's a true story, and it all starts with one of the most mysterious and beautiful hues in history, Egyptian blue. Egyptian blue is believed to be the very first artificial pigment ever created by humans. It's not just a color, it's a monument to ancient ingenuity and a bridge to future technology. So how did it all begin? Let's travel back in time, about 5,000 years, to the 4th dynasty of ancient Egypt. The Egyptians held the color blue in extremely high regard. It was the color of the heavens, the life-giving waters of the Nile, and the divine. They desperately wanted to capture this celestial color in their art and sacred objects. The problem was, finding a good, stable blue pigment was incredibly difficult. The most prized blue mineral was lapis lazuli, but it had to be imported from what is now Afghanistan, making it astronomically expensive. Another option, azurite, was unstable and hard to work with. Faced with this challenge, the Egyptians didn't just give up. They did something truly revolutionary. They invented their own blue. Ancient chemists, or maybe artisans we should call them, developed a precise recipe. They took silica, which you can find in sand, mixed it with a copper compound like malachite, added a source of calcium like ground-up limestone, and finally, an alkali substance like natron. They'd cook this mixture in a furnace at scorching temperatures, between 850 and 1,000 degrees Celsius. The result of this high-tech ancient chemistry was a glassy, vibrant blue substance. This material, called a frit, was then ground into a fine powder to create the pigment we call Egyptian blue. They even had a name for it, HSBD irit, which literally means artificial lapis lazuli. They knew exactly what they were doing, creating a better, more accessible version of the world's most precious stone. Chemically, the pigment is calcium copper tetrasilicate, the exact same as a very rare natural mineral called cuproriviyite. The fact that the Egyptians could consistently create a substance that barely exists in nature is just mind-blowing. It speaks volumes about their advanced understanding of chemistry. Egyptian blue was a status symbol. If you saw it on a tomb wall, a statue, or a sarcophagus, you knew the object was of great importance. Its use spread far beyond Egypt, through Mesopotamia, Greece, and all across the Roman Empire. The Romans loved it so much they called it ceruleum and set up their own production workshops. But then, as the Roman Empire declined, this incredible knowledge was lost. For more than 1,000 years, the secret recipe for Egyptian blue vanished from history. It wasn't until the 19th century, during the excavation of the ash-buried city of Pompeii, that the color re-emerged. Archaeologists found pots of the unused pigment, perfectly preserved. This sparked a wave of new scientific interest, and by the 1880s, chemists had finally figured out its chemical makeup and reverse-engineered the manufacturing process. But the story gets even cooler with modern technology. Using tools like electron microscopes and X-ray diffraction, scientists have learned that the final hue of the pigment depended on tiny details in the recipe, the exact materials, the temperature, and even how quickly it was cooled down. Slower cooling, they discovered, made for a more vibrant blue, suggesting ancient artisans were masters of temperature control. And now for the most amazing part. In recent years, scientists discovered that Egyptian blue has an extraordinary, almost magical property. When you shine red light on it, the pigment emits a powerful, long-lasting glow in the near-infrared spectrum, which is invisible to the human eye. This single property has unlocked a whole new world of modern applications. In art conservation, researchers can now scan ancient artifacts and find traces of Egyptian blue that have long since faded from sight. They've even found it on a Renaissance fresco by Raphael, changing our understanding of art history. In medicine, that near-infrared light can penetrate human tissue much deeper than other methods, opening the door for its use in advanced biomedical imaging and diagnostics. Its unique glow also makes it perfect for security inks to prevent counterfeiting, or as a dust for lifting fingerprints at crime scenes. But perhaps the wildest discovery is in nanoscience. Scientists found that if you stir Egyptian blue in warm water for a few days, it can break apart into nanosheets 1,000 times thinner than a human hair. This has opened up a completely new field of research. So, from the sacred tombs of the pharaohs to the high-tech labs of the 21st century, the journey of Egyptian blue is an incredible testament to human innovation. A color invented to capture the beauty of the sky is now helping us to see inside the human body and build the technologies of the future. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the secrets of the past are the keys that unlock our future. Thanks for listening to G Fun Facts Online.